I want to say to the peeps who thought that Will Ospreay's shot at the bidding war of 2024 was about WWE. It was a shot at WWE, when in reality it was a shot at MJF, because MJF brought it up on Collision. It showed, and I don't mean to sound disrespectful, but it's gonna come off like that. So sorry, but it really showed who watches what show and who are the people who just want to say hate and want to bleed the other team's colors, and I I like this feud. To be honest, I really like what's going on in AEW right now. It's not as good as obviously the WWE, but it's trying to be better. And I think the recent news of Tony Khan or booking these big matches is because of the ratings being down so low.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have Swerve Strickland fighting next week, you have MJF and Will Ospreay for free on television. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's a cry that you need ratings, and you're gonna get it with those guys. I don't mind it because we're gonna tune in anyways. It's gonna make me tune in, but it shows where you're at. It does say that you're trying, and I respect that.
So I have a counter. I have to remember. I have two things. So the first thing is, I did see the reaction to what Ospreay said.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree that there's a lot of tribalism. So people are just
Tribalism. Thank you.
yeah.
Couldn't think
So
of the
people are
word.
going to assume that when someone says something like this and then the aggregator accounts post it without any context, people are going to assume the worst, especially when the person saying it is someone who has taken multiple shots at WWE. So people are going to immediately assume that he's doing it again. So I think that that
Mm-hmm.
was why a lot of people were reacting that way, because they either didn't see the clip, or from what I was seeing, people were just posting a picture with the quote of what he said, and that was it. There was
And then there
no
was the
context.
comments.
Yeah, and then that's when the
Oh.
WWE fans were responding, being like, of course he's saying this, right? So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
that I think people were wanting the WWE tribalist to say it, and then they were pretending like they were mad or to make fun of them for doing it, when it was like, you knew what you were doing. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because it's very
I,
easy to post a picture from the show with the quote, and then you can say Will Ospreay said this to MJF. You know what I mean? Like, to apply at least that bit of context to
doesn't take that much
avoid
work. Yeah.
that reaction. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I don't know if you saw this, but there was another tweet that was going around of AEW tribalists, and they were posting pictures of the end of Dynamite with Mariah May standing over a bloodied Tony Storm, saying like, this is the women's championship storyline right now compared to this. And they were posting a picture of Liv on top
Yeah.
of Dom, and
Straddling Dom.
and
Yeah.
alluding to
Awesome.
like, look at the difference in seriousness of the women's division, look at how much better AEW is than the women's division and WWE, and the story is such crazy, it's so dumb, blah blah blah, right? The original poster of that tweet then said, I didn't even say anything was bad and you guys just immediately jumped to it. It's
Yeah.
like,
Okay. I
bro,
did see this. I did see this.
we know what you were
You know what you're
doing,
doing.
bro.
Know what
We
you're
know
doing.
what you were doing, because if
Right.
you actually had been watching Raw, then yeah, you would be interested in the Liv, Rhea, Dominic storyline and Judgment Day. Like, you wouldn't be shitting on it, nor would you be trying to sum it up in just a picture of Liv straddling Dom. Like, that's not what is happening. So I think, yeah, we've talked about the AEW versus WWE fans, and it just continues to be a toxic part of the internet, and it feels like it's just never going to go away, and people are feeding it. I think that's the problem, is if people just kind of went about their day. If they're an AEW fan, post about AEW. Everything doesn't need to be about, oh, AEW is better, WWE sucks, and vice versa. Like, it doesn't have to be that way, but because people enjoy the interaction or to see the drama or to out trolls or idiots, whatever it is, they just keep fueling the fire, you know? And so we're just going to keep seeing stupid stuff like that, unfortunately. It's really annoying because I feel like you can enjoy what you enjoy. If you watch AEW, watch AEW. If you hate WWE, don't watch it. If you love WWE, watch it. You hate AEW, don't watch it. Like you don't have to make hating the other company your entire personality. Like you don't. So
you just expose yourself by doing that. Like all the people doing, like making those comments and whatnot. That's what just like it's like really? You just if you had a little bit of thought and actually did a little bit of research, you'd find out the real story and you wouldn't get into this mess.
Well, and just I feel like just don't comment on something if you don't actually know anything about it. Like exactly. Will Ospreay, when I first read it, I was like, oh, what's he talking about? Like I was like, maybe it's about WWE. I don't know, you know, just
yeah, exactly.
But I didn't know, and that was why I was reading the comments, and then I saw people saying, oh, this is about WWE. Then I saw people being like, you're an idiot. It's not. So I'm like, I would never just like quote tweet it or comment on it if I didn't actually understand the context. So I think that people just need to be better about like, don't say anything unless you know. But that's asking too much from people on the internet. So